my name is Debbie Kesselring, and I'll be giving a persuasive speech regarding wearing a helmet while skateboarding reduces traumatic brain injury. I'd like to thank my son Cody and my husband John for listening to my speech. It was 6 p.m. on a warm spring night. My 25-year-old nephew was vacationing in Reno, Nevada, and was skateboarding during a residential area. After spending a cold winter in Alaska, skateboarding, feeling the warm breeze through their sweaty hair, felt blissful. Little did they know that things were about to change. While standing at a crosswalk, Gabe and his buddies were standing there minding their own business. A 40-year-old lady in an SUV came speeding and hit Gabe, which made him fly in the air 180 feet. She did not stop as she was afraid of the ramifications of her situation. This lady was a successful business owner and a popular local radio host. She was afraid what it would do for her reputation. Gabe's body flew 180 feet in the air. His body skidded to a stop. He was mangled, broken, and bleeding. He lost his skateboard, articles of clothing, as well as his shoes and other personal belongings. As he lay there in a bloody mess, full of road rash and mangled bones, his friends called 911. He ended up with such severe injuries, he ended up having to have his leg amputated. This is a picture of what Gabe looked like when he was admitted at the trauma center at Renown Medical Center. Saying Gabe was broken is an understatement. Wearing a helmet while skateboarding reduces traumatic brain injuries. At the time of the accident, I asked myself, if Gabe was wearing a helmet, could his outcome have been different? Absolutely. Gabe was in a coma for over 2 months. Gabe needed a surgical implantation of a burr hole. That is when the blood is being drained from the brain due to swelling. This is the picture that I took of Gabe the day that he had that procedure done. You see, before the accident, Gabe was an IT person at GCI Cable Company. He was in the process of being trained to be an in-the-field worker. He had a love for skiing and a love for hiking. This photo was taken just months before hiking. And a month before that, before he left Alaska on his vacation, this is him skiing at the local ski lodge. Since Gabe's traumatic brain injury, he is unsure of his future employment, whether or not he'll be able to do the activities he once did. I'm sure some of you are a parent, aunt, or uncle to children who like to ride skateboards. I am a mother of 2 active boys whose skateboarding is one of their favorite pastimes. I work at a hospital and performed a short survey with 10 emergency room nurses and asked them one question. Do you require your children to wear a helmet while skateboarding? And the answer was absolutely. Safety always comes first. As Benjamin Franklin once said, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And speaking with Gabe recently, I asked him if he had it to do over, would he wear a helmet? He said absolutely. At the time of Gabe's accident, he was young, athletic, and felt invincible. According to a Johns Hopkins survey, head injuries are the leading cause of death and disability among skateboarders. They also suggest that you wear other protection, such as wrist guards, knee guards, and closed-toe shoes. Wearing a helmet while skateboarding reduces the risk of traumatic head injury or the severity in the event that there's a fall. On the CDC website, they offer other tips on how to avoid brain injury. They suggest always wearing a helmet while skateboarding. Did you know that due to the increase of amount of people that like to skateboard, the skill level, and the stunts that they are doing, there has been a tremendous increase in traumatic brain injuries. I found it interesting that in a research that I found on PubMed, that over the past 5 years, there's been over 2,000 admissions to the hospital due to skateboarding related injuries, with a high incident of that being a traumatic brain injury. Looking at my community hospital, I obtained some statistics. As you can see here, within the past 24 months, there's been 7 inpatients seen in the emergency room due to traumatic brain injuries, all due to riding a skateboard without a helmet. I understand that wearing a helmet sometimes is not cool. Since Gabe's accident, I've asked myself, how can I make a difference in young people and making them aware of the importance of wearing a helmet? During my research, the only state I could find that has a law pertaining to wearing a helmet while skateboarding was the state of California. According to Safety First, effective January 1st, 2003, California has expanded its bicycle law to include skateboards. The one thing I have done to share awareness about traumatic head injuries pertaining to skateboarding without a helmet is I've shared Gabe's story across America. Social media has definitely helped me benefit in that. I also plan on meeting with the state legislators to see if we can incorporate the same law that California has in Alaska. According to the Bicycle Helmet Safety Institute, Alaska requires anybody under the age of 18 to wear a helmet. This does not include skateboarding. Gabe's testimony is what I'll use as a source of advertisement. We come from a small town and a lot of people know Gabe. I also plan to work with 2 local sporting stores in my area to see if they will either offer a free helmet or maybe a discounted helmet to those who buy a skateboard at their store. Who doesn't like free or discounted items? I also plan on putting up posters by our local skateboard park. I consider there being 4 factors considering when someone's wearing a helmet while skateboarding. Number 1, wearing a helmet protects you from getting a traumatic brain injury. Number 2, secondly, when you wear a helmet, make sure it fits properly and that the straps are adjusted. Thirdly, always wear your helmet while skateboarding no matter what the weather. And lastly, be sure to pick an environmental safe area while skateboarding. This is a photo I took of Gabe when we saw him in May of 2014. In August 2014. My family got to visit him shortly after he got out of rehab. The doctors don't know Gabe's future, whether or not he'll be able to work again, drive, or do other activities he once enjoyed. Had Gabe been wearing a helmet, his situation could be different. In closure, I want to remind you that when it comes to our children, you can never be overly cautious. Let's free up emergency rooms around America. Please make sure that our children and other children wear helmets while skateboarding. We all know that accidents happen when you least expect it. Just like Gabe did that one night in May 2014. Thank you. My name is Debbie Kesselring, and this is my persuasive speech. Thank you very much.